Magandang araw sa inyong lahat po. Ngayon is May 9, tatlong gabi na lang bago sabihin natin punta na ang mga Filipinos sa mga diferente polling centers dyan sa Pilipinas. Ibig sabihin, sa Monday, umpisa na po ang midterm election wherein ang mga Filipinos will be choosing their elected officials dyan po sa Pilipinas for a period of 3 terms. But bagong sa lahat, itong mga political activities or stories I want to share with you today. Thanks God it's Friday, May 7. I would like to once again say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our followers dito po sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. And mayroon tayong good news today, and hindi itong fake news. Hindi itong fake news. This is the real news. Real news officially announced by no less than the authorities concerned. And for those hindi pa alam, ang good news natin po, bago tayo pupunta sa mga political stories dyan sa Pilipinas, I would like to announce, especially para sa mga Roman Catholic faithfuls or mga believers, na mayroon na tayong bagong Santo Papa. Bagong Santo Papa po. And I will give you the video clips at saka ang official announcement made not only dyan po sa Pilipinas but also announced officially sa entire mundo. Sa entire mundo po. So nandito po ang news natin, and it's a good news na mayroon na tayong bagong Santo Papa or a new Pope. And saan galing itong new Pope? Ang new Pope natin po is or hails from America. Nandito ang details ng news articles that I would like to share with you. Ang title po is Pope Leo XIV, Cardinal Robert Prevost elected as first American Pope. First American Pope. Okay, nandito ang mga detalles. Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, who holds nationality in both the United States and Peru, emerged Thursday, ngayon po, as Pope Leo XIV, embracing his new role as shepherd to 1.4 billion Catholics. Prevost, 69, received the necessary two-third majority on the fourth ballot of the conclave, with white smoke blowing the Sistine Chapel chimney at around 12 a.m. Philippine time on May 9. The election of the new Pope came on the second day of deliberation among the 133 cardinal electors, the most diverse group ever to select a pontiff, with representatives from 70 countries. The soft-spoken Chicago native breaks new ground as the first American to lead the Catholic Church, though Vatican observers have described him as the least American of the Americans, with many noting his measured temperament and global perspective. The new Pope appeared on the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica to the thunderous applause of scores of faithful. His first word as Pope were, "Peace be with all of us." In his first address, the new pontiff urged the people to build bridges through dialogue, through encounter, to come together as one people, always in peace, before paying homage to his predecessor, Pope Francis. So once again, I would like to announce that mayroon na tayong bagong Santo Papa, and this Santo Papa or the Pope, Pope Leo XIV, and his real name is Robert Francis Prevost. Siya po ngayon ang bagong Pope natin po. Prevost brings both administrative acumen and pastoral experience as head of the church. He spent significant portions of his career as a missionary in Peru, becoming a naturalized citizen there and serving as Bishop of Chiclayo from 2014 to 2023. The late Pope Francis gave Prevost in the 2023 to lead the powerful dicastery for bishops, the Vatican office that vets the recommendations or recommends new bishop appointments worldwide, a position that gave him intimate knowledge of the church global leadership and operations. The appointment signaled Francis' confidence in Prevost's commitment to reaching the peripheries of Catholicism, a hallmark of the late pontiff approach. Ahead of the 2025 conclave, Prevost's extensive missionary work in Peru helped position him as a potential compromise candidate, according to the College Cardinals Report, a journalist-ran website that offers profiles of 40 candidates. And earlier, mayroon din mga potential candidates, kagaya one from the Philippines is a Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle. But now, may bagong Pope na tayo, and once again, I would like to announce ang Pope natin is no other than Pope Leo XIV, or his real name is Pope Robert Francis Prevost from the Philippines. At this moment, I would like to share with you ang video clip ng announcement ng bagong Pope, si Pope Leo. Nandito po, let's listen to the announcement of the new Pope.
I announce to you a great joy.
Habemus Papam.
We have a Pope.
Eminentissimum.
The most eminent
Ac reverendissimum.
and a reverend.
Dominum Robertum Franciscum.
Robert
Sancte Romane
Francis.
Ecclesiae.
Cardinal
The
Prevost.
first American
Pope has been elected. Cardinal Prevost,
Qui sibi nomen imposuit.
who has chosen the name
Decimum
of Cardinal Prevost, Leo XIV, American Pope in history, Chicago-born, has been elected as the 267th successor of St. Peter. Cardinal Prevost was the leader of the Vatican's office for the dicastery of bishops, the Vatican's dicastery of bishops. He is someone who spent many years as bishop in Peru, as a missionary in Peru. He was bishop of Chiclayo in Peru. He was the leader of the Augustinian order, which is a worldwide religious order. He is known as an experienced and wise leader who can bring together people from different points of view. I can see there Cardinal Supich from Chicago, who looks quite happy with the news. This is really an extraordinary moment.
This is an extraordinary moment, and of course, I sit here as an American. Whatever it would have been, I think you can't be but moved to tears. But this is stunning.
Leo
This is stunning.
XIV.
Leo the
Now
14th
that's
is
significant. Pope Leo XIII, a pope of Catholic social teaching, of Catholic social doctrine, a pope who stood up for workers, a pope on the side of the poor, and Cardinal Prevost, Pope Leo XIV, I should say, has chosen that name. That is a big statement. That is really an extraordinary moment. We all thought, people were thinking it was going to be an Italian,
Yes.
thought the front runner, but as we said, as I reported, an American was not ruled out. They were looking at
And
American.
you were saying this was possible. It was only today when it moved as fast as it moved that everyone said, well, it must be an Italian. But let's just say this again. Cardinal Robert Prevost, now Pope Leo XIV, is an American
Alright, yun po ang announcement, official announcement that we already have itong bagong Pope para sa mga Roman Catholic believers, and I'm referring to no other than Pope Leo XIV, and his name is Roberto Francis Prevost, who hails from America, and he is the appointed 267 or elected Pope. 267 elected po. So, yun po. That's the breaking news na mayroon tayo, and a lot of Roman Catholic believers as well as ang mga Christians, no? Mga Christians, they've been waiting for the announcement. So, kanina, or last night, dyan po sa Vatican, and kanina ang news lumabas dito sa Pilipinas na lumabas na ang white smoke dyan po sa Sistine Chapel. Ang chimney ng Sistine Chapel, and it was a white smoke. Ibig sabihin po na may bagong elected Pope na tayo, and that is Pope Leo the 14. Shoutout muna tayo kay Marilu Pentojo, who is also watching itong programa natin today. Thanks God it's Friday. It's May 9. As well as I would like also to greet good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Salamat pagi, salamat patang, and salamat malam to Bong Sebastian dyan po sa Manila, who is also watching ang program natin. And the same greeting goes to Ruben Castillo, Art Enriquez, and many more dito po. I cannot paano ba ito? Paano ba ito to get the name? But anyway, later on, I'm going to give you ang mga sino-sino po ang mga kaibigan natin who is watching ang programa natin. Si Noel Tinson, is also watching ang programa natin dito po sa Sabah. And marami din na mga Filipinos dito sa Malaysia, particularly dito po sa Sabah is Malaysia, and very specific dito po sa Kota Kinabalu City po. Dami din tayo mga Filipinos who are legally working and legally residing dito sa Sabah is Malaysia. Good morning to each and every one of you. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Likewise, ang mga countrymen ko po dyan sa iba-ibang nasyon outside the Philippines, mga overseas Filipino workers, and I would like to greet also a pleasant good morning, magandang araw po, better morning sa inyong lahat, ang mga countrymen natin po dyan sa Pilipinas, mga senior citizens din po, and hope everything is sabihin natin running smoothly. You are starting the day in a very, very, very good mood. Good mood po. Especially ngayon sa mga brothers and sisters ko po sa Roman Catholic, faith, ang mga Kristiyano po, nandito na po. Mayroon na tayong bagong Pope, and that is Pope Leo XIV, or si Pope Roberto Francis Prevost, who hails from America. Dual citizenship siya po, US and neutralized siya po, as Peru citizens. Alright. So, wala tayong swerte, but anyway, ano yun po, that's the decision of Rome. That's the decision of the 133 cardinals, who elected, who voted para kay Pope Leo XIV, Pope Leo XIV, and let us support his sabihin natin new role that he will be playing sa community natin, sa Roman Catholic community. Alright, another video clip that I want to share with you po is I want to show you paano ang crowd talaga po dyan sa Vatican when the announcement was made na mayroon na tayong bagong Pope. Nandito po. Let's watch, listen to this video clip.
La pace sia con tutti voi.
Peace be with you all.
Fratelli, sorelle carissimi.
Dearest brothers and sisters,
Questo è il primo saluto del Cristo risorto.
This is the first
Il buon
greetings
pastore
of the
che ha
resurrected
dato la
Christ,
vita per il gregge di Dio.
the good shepherd who has given up his life for God. And I should also like this greeting of peace to enter our hearts and your families and to all those people, wherever they are, all peoples throughout the world.
Sia con voi.
Peace be with you.
Questa è la pace di Cristo risorto.
This is the peace of the resurrected Christ,
Una pace disarmante, umile
a humble and perseverant peace which comes from God, God who loves us all
incondizionalmente.
unconditionally.
Ancora conserviamo nei nostri orecchi
Let us keep in our ears the weak voice
che benediva
of Pope Francis that blesses Rome.
il Papa che benediva Roma,
The
dava la
Pope
sua benedizione
who blessed Rome
al mondo
gave his blessing to the world, to the entire world,
di Pasqua.
that morning of Easter.
Di dar seguito a quella
Allow me to follow up on that blessing. God loves us. God loves everyone.
non prevarrà
Evil will not prevail.
nelle mani di Dio.
We are all in the hands of God.
Pertanto, senza paura,
Therefore, without fear,
mano nella mano
united,
con Dio,
hand in hand with God and amongst ourselves, let us go forward.
siamo discepoli di Cristo.
We are the disciples of Christ.
Ci precede.
Christ goes before us.
Ha bisogno della sua
The world
luce.
needs his light.
L'umanità necessita di Lui come
Humanity needs him
per essere raggiunta da Dio
like
e
the
dal
bridge.
suo amore.
to God and his love.
Aiutateci anche voi gli uni gli altri a
Help us.
costruire ponti
And all others to
nell'incontro,
build bridges with
unendoci tutti,
dialogue,
essere un
with
solo
meeting,
popolo,
to be
sempre
one
in pace.
common people,
Grazie a
living
Papa
always in peace.
Francesco.
Thank you to Pope Francis.
Voglio ringraziare anche tutti
I should also like to
i
thank
confratelli cardinali
all
che
my
hanno scelto
cardinal brethren
per essere
who have chosen me
successore di Pietro,
to be the
di
successor
camminare
of Peter
insieme a voi
and
come
to
Chiesa unita,
walk with you
cercando
as a united
la pace,
church,
la giustizia,
always seeking
cercando
peace and
sempre
justice,
lavorare come
seeking
uomini
to
e
work
donne fedeli
with
a Gesù Cristo.
men and women who are faithful to Jesus Christ without fear, to proclaim the gospel, to be missionaries.
Sono un figlio di Sant'Agostino,
I am a son of St. Augustinian.
che ha detto:
Augustine who said,
con voi sono cristiano e per voi
with you I am a
vescovo.
Christian,
E
and
questo
for you
senso
a
possiamo
bishop.
tutti
And I think in that sense we
camminare
can all walk
verso
together
quella patria
to that
la quale
Homeland.
Dio ci ha preparato.
home which God has prepared for us.
Alla Chiesa
To the church,
di Roma, un
Of
saluto
Rome.
speciale.
a very special greeting.
Dobbiamo cercare insieme come essere una chiesa
We have to seek together to be a missionary church, a church that builds bridges and dialogue, always ready to accept, like this great piazza with its arms. We have to show our charity, presence, and be in dialogue with love. And I'd also like to say a greeting
a todos aquellos,
in Spanish to all those
y en
who,
modo particular a mi querida diócesis de Chiclayo en el Perú,
and particularly to my dearest beloved diocese in Peru,
donde un pueblo fiel
where
ha
a faithful
acompañado
people
a su obispo, ha
accompanied
compartido su fe
their
y ha dado
bishop
tanto
to share
para
their faith
seguir
with him,
siendo
and
iglesia fiel de Jesucristo.
who has done so much to be a faithful church. To all you, brothers and sisters of Rome, of Italy, of the entire world, we must be a synodal church, one which goes forward and which always seeks peace, charity, and to be close to those who suffer. Today,
Il giorno della supplica alla Madonna di Pompei.
this is the day of the supplication to the Madonna of Pompeii.
Madre Maria vuole
Our Mother Mary
camminare con noi.
always wanted to accompany us and be near us, to help us with her love.
Allora vorrei pregare insieme
And
con voi.
I should like to, therefore, pray together with you.
Questa nuova
Let us
missione
pray for this new
per tutta la
mission,
Chiesa, per la
for the
pace
entire
nel mondo.
church, and for peace in the world.
Grazie speciale.
And let us ask for this special grace from Mary, our God.
Ave Maria, piena di grazia,
Hail
il
Mary,
Signore è con te.
full of grace.
Tu sei benedetta fra le donne, e benedetto è il frutto del
You are
tuo
blessed
seno.
amongst all women, and blessed be the fruit of your womb.
Madre di Dio, prega per noi peccatori.
Holy Mary,
Adesso
pray for us
e
sinners,
alla nostra morte. Amen.
and be present at the hour of our death. Amen.
Viva Santo Papa, Pope Leo XIV. Yon po, the first address of Pope Leo XIV after he was officially announced as the newly elected Pope para sa atin po, para sa mga Roman Catholic believers, para sa mga Kristiyano po. So now we have a new Pope. And let's support his mission and continue to be a good Christian, a good followers of the Roman Catholic faith. Alright, mayroon pa ba tayo dito, no? Ano ito? Mayroon pa ba tayo dito? Let's, I'll show you one more a video clip regarding the announcement ng bagong Santo Papa sa mga Roman Catholic believers at sa mga Kristiyano. Nandito po. I think that this will be my last video clips, and after which we are going to talk about the midterm election dyan po sa Pilipinas. Viva Santo Papa!
Vatican City to Texas. This is the Will Cain Show. History is made as the first ever American is chosen as the new Pope of the Catholic Church. Cardinal Robert Prevost is now Pope Leo XIV. He's 69 years old, from Chicago, and a graduate of Villanova University. This was the scene in Vatican City as he addressed the crowd for the first time as Pope.
Dio vi ama tutti.
God loves
E
everyone.
il male non prevarrà.
Evil will not
Siamo
prevail.
tutti nelle mani di
We're
Dio.
all in the hands of God.
Pertanto, senza paura,
So without fear,
uniti,
united,
mano nella mano con Dio
hand in
e tra
hand,
di noi,
with God and among
andiamo
ourselves,
avanti.
we go forward.
And reaction from his home city of Chicago in just the last hour.
Pope Leo XIV is going to serve with obviously great faith. He's a very humble, a very kind person, and someone who really does look to the Lord for guidance in all that he does. He's a very prayerful and spiritual man, and he's going to take that sense of God's love and do all that he can to care for all of God's children.
Here now is what we know about Pope Leo XIV and where he stands on some key issues in the church. He's been against ordaining female deacons. He has been somewhat ambiguous on blessing same-sex couples. He's been in favor of making the church structure more inclusive and participatory. He supported Pope Francis' change in allowing divorced and civilly remarried Catholics to receive communion. Let's bring in now Fox News contributor Raymond Arroyo. He's covered 3 conclaves and joins us now from Rome. Raymond, I'm glad and honored to have you on the program today. You know a great amount about the Catholic Church, and I think everybody is interested today in hearing your reaction to Pope Leo XIV.
Well, I was there in St. Peter's Square, and look, it takes your breath away whenever a new pope comes out. We have to remember, this is the 267th successor of the Apostle Peter, the one that Jesus gave the keys to the kingdom of heaven to. So that's what this is all about. When you look at the man himself, Robert Prevost, now Leo XIV, you have to step back, because the one caveat I'm going to add to everything I'm about to say, Will, is this. When a man begins to assume this office of the papacy, it inevitably changes him. There's something that happens to the personality, even the teaching of the man. So we can't say that the man that he was will necessarily be the pope that he'll be tomorrow. But here are the general outlines. You know, he's from Chicago. He's known as more of a progressive in the church. If you liked Pope Francis, you're going to love Leo XIV. That would be my bumper sticker on this, okay? He's
Okay, Viva Leo XIV, ang bagong Pope natin po, no? Which was official announced only sa Malaysia time, only this early this morning po. And the announcement was made dyan po sa Vatican last night pa yun po, no? Last night. So mayroon na tayo bagong Santo Papa by the name of Pope Roberto Francis Prevost from America. All right, that's it. Yan po ang breaking news natin po dito sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Now, let's go to another topic ngayon po. Very important topic din para sa mga Filipinos dahil ang mga Filipinos, no? Ang mga Filipinos, especially ang mga qualified voters, we have something like 69 million qualified voters who will be or entitled to participate in the midterm election, which will be held or scheduled on Monday. That will be May 14. Vote according to your conscience po. Now, busy ang mga kandidato dyan sa Pilipinas, and ang mga Filipinos din, busy ang monitoring, observing, listening, ang mga body language nila, ang mga speeches nila po ng mga kandidato, so that ang mga voters, ang mga Filipinos will be able to decide. Pwede din siguro ngayon may decision ng mga Filipinos, but those still undecided. Mayroon pa kayong sabihin natin oras, ngayon, Friday, bukas at saka sa Sunday po, no? And then on Monday, you will be going to the polling centers to cast your votes. So, nakita natin po kahapon na ang mga political parties, especially itong Alyansa para sa Bagong Pilipinas, itong PDP Laban, which is being spearheaded by Tatay Digong, who is now under the custody of the International Criminal Court, dyan po sa ICC o dyan po sa The Hague o dyan po sa Netherlands, no? Sa Netherlands. And we have seen a lot of different kinds of results tungkol sa poll survey carried out from the very beginning last year hanggang last minute po. I don't know if today mayroon pa rin na mga results, survey results that will be published or announced sa mga Filipino, sa publiko po, no? Para di sa may guide ang mga botante dyan sa Pilipinas and mga Filipinos sa iba-ibang nasyon who are working and temporarily residing in their respective host countries po. So, let me share you with the meeting de avance ng PDP Laban dyan po sa liwanag ng Bonifacio sa Maynila yesterday yun po, no? Mahaba yun. Nag-started, I think, in the morning, preparation, hanggang sa hapon, hanggang sa gabi po, and the experience also rain. Pero nandyan pa rin ang mga tao po. They really want to hear ang mga mensahe ng mga kandidato ng PDP Laban, of which si no other than si former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte appealed via ang mga anak niya po, si Inday Sara Duterte, si Representative Pulong Duterte, si Mayor ng Davao, si Baste Duterte, ang youngest daughter niya po, si Veronica or better known as Kitty. At saka ang common law wife niya po, si Madam Hanilet, including ang first wife niya po, si Madam Elizabeth po, no? Everybody is now following the marching order of the Tatay Digong to campaign for the PDP Laban candidates or Duterte 10, ang kandidato ng PDP Laban. And gusto ni Tatay Digong, we go for, sabihin natin, black voting or straight votes na po para once we will start a new set of public servants, elected public servants po, when they push their development programs para sa Pilipinas, o dyan sa Pilipinas, para sa mga Pilipinos po, we are not, or they will not encounter much problem, especially when voting or during votation po for a particular law, a particular bill, or amendments ng constitution, ng mga policies natin po dyan sa Pilipinas. And at the same time, para wala daw problema sa impeachment of Inday Sara Duterte, which will jumpstart on ang hearing, impeachment trial hearing, will start on July 30. And mayroon din tayong notisya na although it is unofficial, kasi ang Kamara, ang House of Representatives yesterday has yet to receive the official document of the impeachment complaint against President Bongbong Marcos. Mayroon din na complaint po. But because of the time constraint, yesterday po ang Kamara or ang House of Representatives, ang Secretary General, announced that hanggang the last minute sa opisina po ng Congress, they did not receive the official impeachment complaint against BBM or Bongbong Marcos. So maybe it will be on Tuesday po, no? Kasi ngayon, ano ba yun? Ngayon is, Today is Friday and walang pasok ang House of Representatives siguro, no? And then Saturday, walang pasok, Sunday, and then Monday, holiday dahil polling day tayo. So siguro po, they will submit itong official document of the impeachment complaint against BBM sa Tuesday pa yan po. But anyway, let me share you itong video clip that I managed to record during the, sabihin natin, meeting the advance of PDP Laban, and nandito po a portion. This time around, we are going to talk about ang speech ni Inday or Vice President Inday Sara, which she delivered during the meeting the advance ng PDP Laban dyan po sa Pilipinas yesterday. Nandito po, let's listen to this.
This election will decide the future of our country. Ang boto ninyo ang magbibigay katiyakan kung maituloy ang pagbabago o tuloy
Okay, yun po ang portion ng speech ni Inday Sara Duterte during the Miti de Avance dyan po sa Maynila. Nakita natin po si Inday Sara Duterte, lumabas na talaga ang whatever na mayroon siya po sa ang feelings niya po, no? Tungkol what is happening ngayon dyan po sa Pilipinas, no? Dyan po sa Pilipinas. And if I'm not mistaken, many of the Filipinos, no? Many of the Filipinos really felt what is or is feeling what is happening now dyan po sa Pilipinas. She mentioned na hindi ang problema ang mga Duterte. Hindi siya ang problema ng Pilipinas. Hindi ang Duterte ang problema sa Pilipinas. May mga ibang problema ang Pilipinas po, no? Ibang problema. She also mentioned about, it's very obvious, yun na ang drug test kay BBM, kay Bongbong Marcos hanggang ngayon, si Bongbong Marcos refused to give in sa request ng mga Filipinos for a drug test para malaman na po kung totoo ba itong mga speculations, mga istorya po tungkol sa involvement ni BBM sa illegal drugs, consumption of illegal drugs, something like that. And she also mentioned about itong ayuda, no? Which cosmetic, a solution po, no? What they are doing now, itong mga ayuda, financial assistance are giving, and it is something like making it as a, legal na po ang vote buying. And she also mentioned about, marami pa, ang promesa ng 20 pesos per kilo po. She also mentioned that thing. Ano kaya po? How do you think? May mga puntos ba si Inday Sara Duterte when it comes to these issues? And during the speech of Inday Sara Duterte, she also mentioned na what the Philippines needs. Remember, she keep on saying, save the Philippines. Filipinos deserve better. So, ano kaya yon na mensahe ni Inday Sara Duterte when she touched on the issue, what the Philippines needs now? Nandito po ang video clip that I managed to record and I'm going to share with you regarding this issue. Ano daw kailangan ang Pilipinas ngayon? Nandito po. Let's listen to Inday Sara Duterte.
To long-term, concrete programs, not short-term doleouts that are being abused by those in power. Ang kailangan ng Pilipino ay isang mabisang food security program. Isang programa na tutugon sa problemang pinakamalapit sa bituka.
Okay, yan po. Si Inday Sara Duterte, a portion of her speech kahapon dyan sa meeting de Avance po sa Maynila. Para sa akin po, this is how I, sabihin natin ang mensahe ni Inday Sara Duterte sa mga followers niya, sa mga Filipinos po. What she's trying to tell us is that, ano ba ang kailangan ang Pilipinas ngayon? Ang Pilipinas ngayon. Based on what she said, for me, this is how I understand. She is trying to tell us na kailangan ng Pilipinas ngayon is a genuine, real political stability. Real stability when it comes to economics. And third, the real stability of security. Security po. Kaya nga, she mentioned, ang mga PNP, kailangan ganito. Ang ayuda, you mentioned cosmetic lang ito po, mga financial assistance that the government is giving now. Now, she mentioned about mga politiko, just dancing and giving promises which hindi nila kaya, no? Hindi nila kaya to fulfill ang promises. So, para sa akin po, ang message ni Inday Sara Duterte sa speech niya po, which I've just shared with you, ang stabilities, political, economic, and security. Yon po ang importante po. And she also expressed her concern about itong, when it comes to economics, she was she expressed concern about ang mga Filipinos, karamihan ng mga Filipinos, maraming mga Filipinos, they are forced now to work abroad, sacrifice para sa mga loved ones nila po dyan sa Pilipinas. Dahil mahirap ang buhay sa Pilipinas. And that is economy. That is economy po. No? So, gusto niya, if we are going to have these changes, mayroon tayo political stability, mayroon tayo security stability, and economic stability, menos na po ang mga Filipinos will go and work abroad. Hindi na tayo po, we will not be afraid walking in the streets any time of the day. Kasi may security stability tayo. Mga rebellion or mga kontra ng gobyerno po, mawala yun po, no? And of course, ang political stability is very important because she was saying that what is happening now po, itong politicians, there's kailangan po, there must be changes when it comes to the political scenario dyan po sa Pilipinas. I salute, nakita ko po ang mensahe ni Inday Sara Duterte sa meeting, the Avance of the PDP Laban yesterday. We have to understand talaga po. Kaya nga sabi niya, we need to vote straight ang mga kandidato ng PDP Laban. Sino-sino po ang mga kandidato ng PDP Laban? And nandito po si Inday Sara Duterte. Inday Sara Duterte, once again, reminded ang mga supporters niya po and the entire Filipino community kung sino-sino po ang mga kandidato ng PDP Laban. Let's listen to her.
Ang boto, number 38, Rodante Marcoleta. Number 10, Simi Bondo. Number 56 sa balota, Attorney Vic Rodriguez. Number 22, Bato de la Rosa. Number 28, Bongo. Number 53, Apollo Kibuloy. Number 34,
Yan po ang portion ng speech ni Inday Sara Duterte kahapon. Kahapon po. Klarong-klaro po. Made it very clear. Ang Duterte 10 candidates sa PDP Laban, 10 yun sila po. And she mentioned ang mga individual names ng PDP Laban candidates. Naghingi siya po. Straight votes tayo. And of course, again, she endorsed or she made it very clear sa mga supporters ni Inday Sara Duterte at saka mga supporters ni Tatay Digong po ang personal endorsement niya kay re-electionist sa Amy Marcos po dahil sabi niya may ginawa ni Senator Amy Marcos tungkol ang what happened last March 11 ang surrender, sabi ang gobyerno, nag-surrender ang gobyerno sa Tatay Digong dyan po sa kustodiya ng International Criminal Court po and may investigation po ginawa ni Senator Amy Marcos, of which si Inday Sara Duterte really appreciated and hoping that with this probe or with this investigation, it will help bring back Tatay Digong sa Pilipinas po. Sa Pilipinas. And she also mentioned about the support that she is calling for, of which she will also include in her preference of candidates po. Si Representative Camille Villar, who is now aspiring to be a senator sa Monday po, sa midterm election. Klarong-klaro po ang feelings, ang sabihin natin ng how she feel tungkol itong mga kandidato ng PDP Laban. So kayo na bahala po. Support kayo si Inday Sara, ang mga PDP Laban na candidates. It is your choice. It is your choice. Look at it and vote according to your conscience. And finally, about Inday Sara Duterte, sa speech niya po, nandito po, once again, ang appeal ni Inday Sara Duterte para sa mga botante sa Monday during the polling day of the midterm election, May 12 po. Nandito. Let's listen to this.
Bumoto tayo ng may buong dangal. Bumoto tayo ng may tapang. Let us show the world that no amounts of vote buying or cheating can suppress the fury burning in our hearts. Time and again, you have heard me say, God save the Philippines. Ngayong Lunes, bumoto tayo ng diretso. And let us all save the Philippines. Ako si Inday Sara Duterte, isang botante. Shukran. Kakantayin na natin ang
Okay, thank you very much. Yan po si Inday Sara Duterte sa meeting de avance ng PDP Laban kahapon. God save the Philippines. Sabi niya, God save the Philippines and let's be united for the future of the Philippines come Monday, May 12, and that is the midterm election. It's a public holiday po. Public holiday. Okay, I'll share with you another video clip po regarding the report from the mainstream media ang meeting de avance dyan po sa Pilipinas kahapon. For your information lang ito po. No? Para at least you will have an idea what really happened during the, sabihin natin, meeting de avance dyan po sa Maynila kahapon. Ano ba yon? Saan yan? 2 something, 2 something. Nandito po. Let's listen to this report from Net25.
Willard, kahit nagbabadya ang ulan, Duterte ang sigaw ng mga taga-suporta ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte dito sa Iwasang Bonifacio. Pasado 2:00 ng hapon, nagsimula na ang pre-show
na puno ng kantahan at mga talumpati mula sa kanilang mga kaalyadong party list. Una dyan ang PPP o Puwersa ng Pilipinong Pandagat Party List na ang first nominee ay si Harold Duterte. E paano sambayanan ang Bumbero ng Pilipinas at ang Sagip Party List na pinangunahan ng anak ni Senatorial Bet Rodante Marcoleta na si Paulo.
10 years na po ako naglingkod bilang Chief of Staff po ng aking tatay na si Senatorial Rodante Marcoleta. At kami po ay meron ng proven track record sa House of Representatives. Yung suporta, pagmamahal natin, katatay Nigo, pwede natin ipadama yan ngayong Lunes.
63 po sa mga party list ang nakaupo sa kasalukuyang administrasyon. 41 po sa kanila ay nagboto para ma-impeach si VP Sara. Kaya ang sigaw natin, palitan ang mga party list na nakaupo.
Sumunod namang nagtalumpati ang Bisayag Youth, Malasakit sa Bayanihan at ang Duterte Youth Party List Representative Ronald Cardema na kanina lang ay nagtangkang maghain ng impeachment complaint laban kay PBBM na responsable umano sa pag-aresto kay FPRRD. Sabay-sabay namang ipapakilala mamaya ang senatorial candidates na Duterte. Willard, sa huling survey ng SWS na sinagawa mula May 2 hanggang 6, dalawa lang sa kanila ang pumasok sa Magic 12. Sina Senador Bato de la Rosa at Bongo na consistently rin ay nangunguna sa iba't ibang surveys. Susundan yan ng speeches nila at ang talumpati ni PDP Laban President at Senador Robin Padilla at inaasahan ang paglitaw ng bunso ni FPRRD na si Getty. At maya-maya lang inaasahang darating na rin si Vice President Sara Duterte para magpaabot ng kanyang last message. At Willard, sa gitna ng pressure sa survey habang papalapit ang midterm polls kasabayan ng mga isyong kinakaharap ng pamilya Duterte ngayon, tuloy lang ang pagsusumikap ng PDP para iparamdam ang lakas, apela at loyalty sa kanilang base hanggang sa huling araw ng kampanyahan. Yan ang latest sa PDP Laban Campaign Trail dito sa Liwasang Bonifacio. Balik sa'yo, Will.
Okay, yun po ang news report ng Net25 kahapon, and it was replayed again this morning dyan po sa Pilipinas. No? Ang sitwasyon ng PDP Laban na meeting the Avance, and we saw a lot of people po, no? A lot of people attended the meeting the Avance of the PDP Laban. And we look at it now, to be frank with you, I am trying to see ang election polls, no? Surveys, and ang reception being given to the PDP Laban, especially kung nandyan po si Inday Sara Duterte po, it differs. Na-contradict talaga po, no? Ang survey says konti lang daw, especially sa Maynila, no? Ang rating ng PDP Laban candidates mababa po, no? And karamihan ng alyansa. But if you look at the reception given to mga political rallies ng PDP Laban, no? Diyan sa Visayas, diyan sa Mindanao, at saka sa Luzon and Metro Manila po, really contradicting. Really contradicting. But of course, we'll wait until Monday, and we'll see if this crowd of PDP Laban can convert it into a vote, no? And karamihan ng mga supporters at saka mga Filipinos po, they are saying na this could be another repetition. Itong election po, midterm election, another repetition of the outcome result of the similar to that of the 2019 midterm election. Anong ibig sabihin niyan po? Na zero ang kandidato or opponent ng Duterte, sabihin natin administration po. So let's see, no? Let's see po if this will happen on Monday. But one thing sure po, we just want to inform you or remind you po that Philippines is not for sale. And let's vote according to our conscience. to our conscience. And during the last video clip that I have shared with you just few seconds ago po, mayroon yun portion wherein it was mentioned about the impeachment of BBM or President Bongbong Marcos po. Yes, totoo yan po. Mayroon na impeachment complaint against Bongbong Marcos po. But unfortunately, what happened po, kahapon, because of time constraint, hindi naka-officially submit ang documents ng impeachment complaint against Bongbong Marcos po. No? And I think it is expected that it will be after the election or sa Tuesday po, wherein these documents will be submitted to the House of Representatives po dyan sa kay Secretary General po. And once it is already there, then it will be handed over to the Speaker, and the Speaker will inform the Committee on Department of Justice, and kung they will, after verification po, no? Kung matuloy yun po, so let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. And finally, I just want to touch again, yun si Inday Sara Duterte was mentioning during her speech last night about itong possible cheating during the election on Monday. That's why we are calling, I for one as a voter, as a Filipino, I am calling everybody, my fellow countrymen po, to open our eyes and ears during the polling center or polling day on Monday po, and in the event we see any irregularities or anything that will give us doubt about the legality of the election, midterm election po, please report it immediately to the nearest local authorities po, be it the COMELEC or any other authorities involved in keeping the election in order, safe, and problem-free po. Yun lang po ang kailangan natin po, no? Para hindi masayang ang mga boto natin po. Sagrado ang boto natin po. And we don't want that our voice will not be heard. It will change. It will change. But anyway, mayroon tayo dito isang clipping regarding ang mga possible cheating po sa Monday, May 12 polling day po. And I will give you this video clip, and ang tao involved dito po or ang actor natin po dito sa video clip is no other than Attorney Glenn Chong po, wherein he's challenging ang COMELEC chairman si George Garcia po, no? George Garcia, about the discovery he found out dyan po sa Butuan City. Nandito po ang video clip, and let's watch and listen to the allegations, complaints of Attorney Glenn Chong. And he made this last May 7 yata po, if I am not mistaken. Let's listen to this.
Sa Palasyo del Gobernador. At ito, mga kababayan, bago to. Kagabi lang to tinawag sa akin. George, makinig ka! Makinig ka, George. Precinct number 240. Barangay Santo Niño, Butuan City. Kahapon nag-testing ang ceiling ng mga makina sa Butuan City. Test ballot number 9. Ang binoto ng watcher ay si Ching Plaza plus 8 konsihal. Si Ching Plaza at 8 konsihal ang binoto sa test ballot number 9. Paglabas ng resibo, tumugma sa balota. Pero, nung tiningnan nila ang election return sa screen, ang lumabas ay si Lau Fortun at 12 konsihal. Ayan, George! Imbestigahan mo yan! konsihal. Hala, sagutin mo yan. Test ballot number 10, George. Ang binoto ay si Ching Plaza plus si Lau Fortun. Purposely, intentionally, in-overvote ng botante para matest kasi nakita na nga nila yung test ballot number 9 na mali. So, ang binoto ay si Ching Plaza plus Lau Fortun. So, anong labas? Overvote. Plus 8 konsihal ni Ching Plaza. Pag-check ulit sa election return doon sa screen ang lumabas. Si Lau Fortun plus 12 konsihal. O, test ballot number 10, George Garcia, cluster precinct number 240, Barangay Santo Niño, Butuan City. Sagutin mo yan! Ang kakal nyo ng pinagdaya yung eleksyon namin. Lahat ng umuupo, nagbabayad sa inyo. Ayong ebidensya ko noong 2010, 2013, 2016 at 2019. Bakit hindi nyo sinasagot hanggang ngayon? O nag-meeting kayong 7 komisyoner dyan. Sana kumuho na lang kayo dyan eh. Wala kang silbi eh. Ito, categorical to public accusation of an institution that is the cause of the problems of this country. Kayo ang problema ng bansang ito. Sige, lumabas kayo. Papulaanan niyo yung ebidensya ko. Nasa YouTube. 1 hour and 47 minutes. Nandun lahat yung ebidensya ng kaya nyo. Kinasuhan nyo ba ako? Takot lang ninyo. Hindi mo kaya kasi alam mo may ebidensya kong hawak. At hindi ako nagsisinungaling sa sambayan ng Pilipino. For 15 years, I fought for clean and honest elections. At ito ang kalaban ng sambayan ng Pilipino para malaman ninyo ang COMELEC, ang rason kung bakit naghihirap ang bawat Pilipino.
Alright, yun po ang allegation ni Tony Glenn Chong, the former congressman din yun po, no? Former congressman, ex-congressman, and very known as, ano talaga yun po, he has been doing a lot of researches regarding itong cheating sa election po. So let's see, kung may mga comments, reply, ang COMELEC under the chairmanship of Chairman George Garcia po. Huwag natin kalimutan ang mensahe ni Inday Sara Duterte po, which I have shared with you dito po sa programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. And huwag natin kalimutan na sabi din ni Inday Sara Duterte, kailangan po straight votes na po sa Lunes. Straight votes sa Lunes po para wala tayong problema sa pagtakbo ng gobyerno po during the last remaining 3 years po. And I will make sure that I'm going to continue to monitor mga latest updates regarding itong so-called impeachment complaint against President Bongbong Marcos. Remember, mayroon na tayong impeachment complaint against VP Sara, Inday, o Vice President Inday VP Sara, scheduled mag-umpisa ang trial sa July 30 po. And kung matuloy ito po, impeachment complaint against Bongbong Marcos po, let's see po. Kung sakali, maraming mga kandidato will win, supporting ang sabihin natin ang kay VP Sara po, there is possibility na baka matuloy ang impeachment trial complaint against Bongbong Marcos, because when we talk about impeachment of the president or the vice president po, no, it is a game of numbers. Kung alang-alang lang man yan po, no, do not raise ang complaint niyo po, because once mag-start ang impeachment complaint para sa presidente o sa vice president po, and you will not get a good result, in other words, immune na naman po, you cannot make another impeachment complaint against this particular top official, government top official po for 1 year po. No? For 1 year. So let's see what will happen. But first and foremost, let's look at on Monday. On Monday kasi polling day na po on Monday. So once again, I would like to remind each and every one of you, vote according to your conscience on Monday, May 12 po ang midterm election. Importante na importante ito. So siguro nandito na lang muna ang Nick Talk, the Real Talk with Nico for May 9 po. Thanks God it's Friday. And siguro po I will continue to monitor ang sitwasyon dyan po sa Pilipinas when it comes to the political scenario. Dyan sa Pilipinas, and if deemed necessary, I'm going to make another sabihin natin vlogging later today, maybe in the afternoon or maybe in the evening. Stay tuned lang po kayo, and once again I would like to say mayroon na tayong bagong Pope, bagong Pope, si Pope Leo the 14th, si Pope Robert Francis Prevost, who hails from America po. Viva Santo Papa. So with this, I would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Good day to each and every one of you. And Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines, God bless us all. And see you later or tomorrow. Bye.